So, hi everybody. Welcome to this Zoom. What is it called, Michelle?
It's called What Now?
Yeah, what now? The world is changing now. What
Yeah,
now?
yeah, right.
An invitation to a different conversation. So,
Yeah.
thank you all for showing up. And I'm Maggie Schlarb, certified access consciousness facilitator. And some of you I really haven't met before, which is really awesome. And I'm just so excited we get to have this conversation. And Michelle, do you want to do a quickie intro of you as well?
Yeah, sure. I'm Michele Follis, and I am a access consciousness bars and body process facilitator.
And she's dynamite. And I would love to know if you would like to share, if you could get anything out of this conversation, what would it be? I might have to close that.
Are you asking me? Are you asking
and anybody?
Yeah, right.
Well, I closed it.
Yeah, because so if you're on mute and feel free to unmute, and if you could get anything out of this call, what would it be?
Well, after the election, my energy opened up. And I got really excited about creating stuff. And today I'm really cranky. It's like an expansion and a contraction. And I'm doubting myself. And so I've been using the Who Does It Belong To app. I turned it back on after 3 days. And I've been returning it, but the damn thing keeps coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cute, but not that bright.
Cool. So, yeah, cool. I wonder who else is feeling like it just keeps coming back too. And someone is rather noisy, unless that's me getting feedback. So if everybody could just mute yourself unless you're speaking, that would just make it's really distracting for where my mind goes when I hear noises. So thank you. That it disappeared. So anybody else have anything they'd like to get out of this?
Can you hear me?
I can, Gloria.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to get more ease with access tools.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting more awareness, so I'd like to up that some. And I think more ease with creation.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'd like to get ease with finding a new apartment.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, and when you speak, can you say your name for us too, first, whoever's speaking?
I'm Mary.
And hey, Gloria, can you mute yourself, please?
Oh, sure. Where is it?
Bottom left. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. So some of you signed up through email, some of you signed up through sharing on Facebook, and I would love to just introduce, the topic is really like, when I was walking around my little local community after the election, and even like day to day, there's this energy of not sure what to do with themselves after the election, whether they enjoyed it or not, and there's a level of like ease and unease, and Michelle and I get to play quite a bit, and we just wanted to put together something that would invite a different conversation and an invitation to play with these tools of access consciousness. And then for those of you who are new, because I get there are some new access friends here, access consciousness is really about empowering you to know that you know, and giving you the tools to allow you to truly create your life. Because whether you know it or not in this 10 seconds, we are the creators of our lives. I like to say what we think about, we bring about, And it's far beyond that. There's far more beyond that. And what I wonder what tonight can contribute to you to having ease with the access tools that we'll be sharing, ease with finding an apartment, ease with creation, because they do all go hand in hand. Creating a beautiful place to live in, and not letting any doubts, fears, worries get in the way. And one of the things I'm guessing we'll be using as we play is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. And the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement is like a magic wand that starts to sweep things, the energetic root, what's holding things in place, out of the way. And so it's a bunch of words together that they've put together that is an energy, and it's designed to bypass your logical mind, and delightfully, because if your mind could change anything, it would have by now. And the clearing statement goes: right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So we'll be using that, and how we use it is we bring up a question, like everything that those words brought up, and then I'd ask, will you destroy and uncreate it? And you can say yes if you'd like to, and no if you wouldn't. So would you like to destroy and uncreate any energy that's coming up? Yes, I get some nods. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And you may or may not notice, and it's something that may come with time, and it may be something like, whoa, that changed. It shifts the energy. So it's a little space for you, or not little, it's a tool for you to start using to clear the energy. And my guess is we will be using it. That's why I'm sharing it. Michele, do you have anything else to say about?
I would just say that if you want more information, you can go to theclearingstatement.com. There's a really lovely video that explains it all, and if you want some more information about it. But yeah, to just like, what would it take to just be in the space of the energy like Maggie's talking about, and just allow for the magic wand of the Access Clearing Statement to just like sweep stuff away. It's not even sweep it, it's actually like poof it away, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yes, exactly. And what I invite you to do right now is actually tune into your body. Sense your toes, sense your feet, sense your belly, sense your breath. Notice your shoulders, your chest, the back of your body, even your head, your face, and sense the edges of your skin, and just notice what's going on right now for you. There's no right, there's no wrong. I invite you to notice and be really present with what is, right? And I think, and I know this conversation is really, to me, about being the leader of your life. And no matter what is going on in the world, no matter even if the people in your house are grumpy, that you are the leader of your life, and you get to choose your experience, and not that you are at so that you are at the effect of no one, versus being at the effect of the people around you or the world around you. And how do you do that? Right? How do you do that if you happen to come home and your partner or your friend or whoever you're living with or your work, there's someone there kind of like with an intensity of an energy that might not be what type of energy you'd like to be playing in. What do you do with that? Does anybody have have you ever had an experience where it just, you take it on and it becomes yours, and your day goes from la 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 to quonk? Or is that just me?
Maggie, this is Penny. Yes, and yes.
Yes, and yes. Awesome in that I'm not alone. So I want you to know, for those of you listening now and those of you listening in the future, we're not alone. And would you perhaps acknowledge that you're aware and are capable of perceiving other people more so than you thought before? Yeah, I see some nods. I hear some yeses energetically. Yeah. And what if you were like, what would it be like to never ever be at the fact of anything? And that in any moment in time, you knew from your knowing what to do, knowing what to do when you don't know what to do. So everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, man. I'm loving the smiles I'm seeing. Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody does anybody have any specific questions? It is a conversation, not a monologue.
Hey, Maggie, it's Janelle.
Hi, Janelle. How are you?
Hi. I am so grateful you guys are doing this call. So the other day, we just moved to Oregon. We just got our house, everything settled from Colorado. And I was out with the dog on the beach. And my dog on the beach apparently is like complete and utter chaos. And I found myself going into like this mode of trying to like order him and make sure that he was fitting into the mold that everybody else wanted him to be in. And I went into like complete crazy. And I've never experienced that, like the judgments that you receive on the beach and like an expectation of how you're supposed to act on the beach. And ever since then, it's been bugging me. And so I'm like in a loop.
Got it. So everything that is, and everywhere you bought into how your dog has to behave at the beach and how you have to behave at the beach and how you have to order yourself into whatever someone else has decided, would you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What was your dog showing you?
I keep getting like potencies and capacities and chaos.
What about you have you not yet acknowledged?
That the beach can create possibility.
Anything else?
That I'm still functioning from points of order.
Okay. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, meons. Anywhere you're going into the points of order of the wrongness of you, which is actually the strongness of you, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Better, worse, or the same?
Lighter.
Lighter? Cool. Anything else?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and Maggie, so what you were talking about earlier, in terms of like with all of the stuff that's showing up for people right now with how to be in the world right now and what can I do to change this and can I change this and asking these questions and really tuning into the drama and trauma that a lot of people are feeling. It is like it's so key to be aware of what it is that you are aware of and what would it be like for like what if part of this election, this space that we are in the world right now is an invitation for all of us to know what it is that we know and to tap into that and be the gift that we are on the planet, for the planet right now.
Yeah. So everything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and uncreate it.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's this thing. I've been looking at the word believe actually lately, and I was on a call the other day, and somebody, Gary Douglas, actually, the founder of Access Consciousness, was talking about how believe. When you believe in something, you give up your awareness. or you can give up your awareness. So it's like that hope thing, kind of hope and believe, you know, where you're like, God, I hope that this turns out okay. And I hope that this, like, what if those beliefs and hopes distract us from actually taking action and stepping into the potency that we can be for the planet, which I thought was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So are you are you saying that, this is Penny, are you saying that when we're coming from a place of hoping, it's like we don't believe it can really happen?
No, not necessarily. And so what if hope and believe aren't wrong either, or right either, right? What if they just are what they are? But it's like, sometimes for me, I know that I can sometimes get into that space of, it's like where you're hoping for something so much to happen that it actually kind of stops you in your tracks from then choosing something different or taking action or knowing what it is that you know, because you're kind of in that hope energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see it. It keeps you, I see what you're saying. It stops you from going farther because you're just hoping rather than creating.
Yes.
Yes. You nailed it, Penny.
Okay.
I adore you.
It took me a minute, but I got it.
So then when you're in the hope energy, like
Mm-hmm.
what's the question that you would ask to, like, what action can I take here?
Yeah, well, the two questions that I'm asking right now are, one is, what will this create? Like, what will this create? What will this action create? What will this choice create? What will this question create? Whatever these words that are rolling off my tongue, like, what will this create? And so that can kind of be a really cool question to ask in the space of hope. Like, I guess it's like, what else could I choose here? Or what will this create? And I really like what Maggie was talking about earlier, though. Really, it's like, what if this time on the planet is for us to really know what it is that we know? And how do we do that, though, Maggie? Like, how do we sometimes, you know, like, how do we know what it is that we know sometimes?
That's a good question. Like, pass it on over here. So how do you know? So you start by looking at, okay, are there any times in your life where you just knew? Like, I just knew, like, for me, there are times when I just know, even that I just knew I wanted a kid, and I knew the moment, like, I was pregnant. I knew before you could, pee a stick. There are times that you know, and you may not know in this 10 seconds those times, but the invitation here is, like, look at when you knew, like, have you ever had a time where you thought of somebody and then they called? Or you thought of someone and they, like, this morning I was at a coffee shop and I had just thought of someone and they walked in the door. I didn't see them before I thought of them, but there's this knowing of somebody's presence, somebody's energy, or an energy that's available that you know. It's like when some people talk about the hairs on the back of their neck coming up, right? That's a knowing about getting out of there, or you need to get out of there. That's your body's way of showing you, hey, there's something up. So it's starting to pay attention to those. And there is a little bit of noise. If you can all mute yourself again, I know we've been chatting, but it takes the distraction away from me. I get distracted easily. So it's that knowing. And so the invitation is, okay, like, recall times where you just knew, right? Or times where you may or may not have been driving and then you decided to go a different way home. You may not know why you went a different way home, but there may be some knowing in that you avoided something. Sometimes we never know. And the invitation is to follow what you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right?
And because it's like, the more that you are willing to trust what it is that you know, right? the more you can hear the little whispers, like that ping where you're like, oh, gosh, I thought I should have just turned to go into that coffee shop and I didn't. But it's like, if you had, what might have been there for you? What might have unfolded? What magic might have shown up if you were willing to? That is part of your knowing. That's definitely part of trusting what it is that you know. Like those whispers do, right?
Those whispers. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, and it doesn't make sense why you know, but it's just this strong feeling. And I want to share this example because it might help. Because I used to make myself so wrong for knowing because it was lazy to just know. And an example of that was, Cass, I love that you're giggling at me, is that when my husband and I were going to make a decision on something that was bigger, so to say, like a vehicle or a stereo or whatnot, I would be like, oh no, it needs to be this, like that, right? And he would spend a week researching to get to the same answer. But I would just know. And I used to make myself wrong because then if I tried to research, I'd be grumpy and it just didn't work for me. But in that, now I've flipped it 180. I actually just knew. And now I'm just like, go do your research, come back and we'll agree. So it's like all those little things, like note that some people might not get your knowing. It's because your knowing is yours. It's not mine. It's not Michelle's. It's not anybody else's. It's yours. And that piece is key too, because someone else might want you to do something, want you to go somewhere, want you to take a class, want you to whatever it may be. And what you've got to know is what's true for you. And what's true for you will always make you feel lighter, more expansive, more joyful, in a sense, more kid-like. What is not true for you will make you feel heavier. It will kind of give you that wah sensation, or perhaps something a little different. That's what my body shows me when it's not mine.
Hey, Maggie.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jasheen. I have a question.
Yeah, ask away.
I feel like I find myself in this, like I get these pings of knowing, but then when it actually comes to creating something, I find myself stalling. And I can't get out of the stall, and I can't get a feel for what that is. And so I'm trying to, what should I do, or what would it take for me to actually create the action to get out of the stall and start creating something?
So what's the value of stalling?
Time.
What's the value of time?
Points of order just came up.
Yeah, what's the point of order? Yeah. So all the points of order you have in place to keep you in a stall and stalling, will you now revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of those?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Who would you have to be to step in the direction that you've been desiring to step in?
I would have to be more of me than I've been willing to be in the past.
What else?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of losing if you do that?
Everything.
So everything that is, and all that fear that's anchoring you in place, will you now release it, destroy, and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. One of the things to remember here is when fear is actually a distractor implant, so it keeps you from the potency of you. And if we're not willing to lose something, it keeps us stuck.
Okay.
Okay. And it's
lightened up a whole ton, though. Thank you so much.
Yay. Wow. Yeah, cool. And And it's like for everybody on the call, it's like if we're not, willingness to lose something does not mean you're going to lose it. It just means that you're not chained and tied to it anymore.
Right.
That you're no longer at the effect.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Not right now. Maybe something will come up, but thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you. That lightened up a lot in this room, virtual room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So I just want to speak to that a little bit more. Is like this, when we're stepping into more of ourselves, because it's from this reality has a pretty strong point of view of how we should be. 2.5 kids, white picket fence, or at least like the North American Canadian. That's the culture I grew up in, and it's like when you step outside of that, it's actually phenomenally courageous, and it's a gift, and so would you be so willing to actually like have the life and living that you'd like to have, and not the one that's been projected at you?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion can we destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. That's there's a lot there, because it's are you, everybody, like, are you willing to be so courageous as to be joyful? Are you willing to be so courageous to create your life? And what does creating your life look like for you? And would you be so courageous to be the leader of your life? That doesn't mean you're going off like telling people what to do, but the leader for you, that no matter what anybody around you is choosing, you're choosing for you. So everything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and then create it.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. What if the purpose of life was to have fun and to have all of you, no matter what? Yeah. Any questions coming up?
Hey, Maggie, it's Janelle again.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm in this space of I'm having so much fun out here, and like I feel really expansive and really light and really alive.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, well, the money should be showing up now because joy follows money. And in that, there's like this really weird wonkiness.
So what is that?
Point of order.
And do you realize you said joy follows money?
No.
Yes, everything that
Oh my God.
Will you destroy and uncreate it? And all the points of order you have that you've put in place, that like you can be joyful to a degree, but if the money isn't showing up, you need to start worrying and destroying yourself again.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yes. Everything that is. Will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Because what can you acknowledge today about the money, even though it's not necessarily coming into your bank account today, but like the wealth, the wealth, the financial flow, money that you are creating just by having this joy in your world. Choosing.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it.
Whew. Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome. And keep your pictures coming, and I might just visit you soon because it's stunning.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because it's money follows joy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, money follows joy, not joy doesn't follow money.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so what you guys were just talking about too is acknowledging, right? Like, yeah, so everybody who's on the call too, it is like, would you be willing to acknowledge the gift that you be, and acknowledge every time that you make a choice for you, that you choose for you, or acknowledging really the gift that you be for the planet and for the world right now, and everything that doesn't allow that. Maggie, can we do a clearing on that?
Yeah, just write and create it. Right, nine shorts, boys, men's. Yeah, and I do want to say, like, how long have you been playing with Access, Michele?
For almost 5 years.
Yeah. So Michelle's been playing with Access for 5 years. I've been playing with it for almost 2 years now. And when I first started Access, the whole acknowledgement, like the acknowledgement piece for me to actually like acknowledge that I just might be a gift in this world, took a while. So if you're listening to us and going, no, I'm not a gift, or you're listening, go, what are they talking about? Or I have anything that's coming up, would you be willing to just take those words and look at, and question like, what could I acknowledge about me today? It could be as simple as, I showed up on this call. I'm on this conversation. I'm in this conversation that's really different. Or even acknowledge, hey, I woke up today, right? And start with things that start somewhere. And yes, I would love for all of you to know with all of your being that and through each and every cell, what a gift you are. And I'm super duper grateful for you being here on the planet and your willingness to be a part of this conversation. And that acknowledgement piece, if you are looking for something different, if you know there's something different possible, there's something different that you'd like to have, just by your knowing of that, it is possible. And I call acknowledgement the gas pedal to creating more. So this gas pedal, the more you acknowledge of like, oh, wow, I smiled at someone today and they actually, their face changed to a smile too. Acknowledging that's a gift. Not everybody smiles at another person. That might be an acknowledgement for the day. It could be, if you have kids, just acknowledging that you're with kids. That's a choice. And so just acknowledging little bit by bit, and the more you acknowledge you and the greatness of you, the greater and greater the joy has, and the joy you can have and choose. And it is a choice. So everything that doesn't allow you to begin or continue to expand the acknowledgement of you and the gift of you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I sense a question. Does somebody have a question? Maybe it's just
I do.
Okay, I knew it. Yes?
Yeah, this is Ellie Mairi. And I had this super interesting thing happen yesterday. I was literally talking to another active person about something. She brought something up, and then it got created like maybe 45 minutes later. And that's amazing, and I want more of that. And I'm going nuts with trying to find an apartment. I'm living in New York, and it's like everything. It's like by the time the listings have been up for 20 minutes, 5 people have already responded saying they want the place. So I'm getting sick of looking.
Okay.
But I need a place. and I'm wondering what I can.
So the couple of things you can do. One of my favorite things, I think, can you hear me? Because you were breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, awesome. One of the things you can do, which is if you're willing to play with energies, is actually energetically ask the apartment that would contribute to you, that would be a joyful space for you to be in, and add any energies in there that you'd like to have, and ask it to find you.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have any questions on that?
No, that's super fun.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Do it. I've done it multiple times now, and I also ask it to find you and ask it to be a sweet deal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
cool.
please. Have that.
And ask it to, one more thing I'm going to add is what would it take to show up faster than you think is possible? And more easeful and more would you be willing to be delighted and surprised by the way it shows up?
Totally.
Cool. Let me know when you find it.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anybody else with a question?
Yeah, Maggie, this is Penny. You've talked about a couple things here, but the recent one about that we have to believe we're a gift to the world. Would you say that that's sort of a foundation thing we have to know and believe before we can start expecting and creating, that we have to know our value first? Or believe our value?
Well, what do you...
Go ahead.
Yeah. What do you know about that?
You're saying, what do I know about that?
Yeah. What do you already know about that?
Well, I'm very just new at learning about what my gifts are. That in the past they were negative, and I'm just learning that they're really positive. So I'm so new. I'm still questioning.
What if you just knew that by your very presence on this planet, you were a gift?
That would be wonderful. I mean, to have that every day, all day long, yes, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, and then you were delighted and surprised by all these, because I know you're recognizing and acknowledging all these amazing gifts about yourself. I personally get to spend one-on-one time with Penny. I'm very lucky to have that. And so what if just your very presence was a gift, and then all the other gifts, the things that are uniquely you, are bonus gifts that you get to acknowledge, like as popcorn pops, as they pop up, you get to acknowledge. Oh,
yeah, I mean, that just coming to my mind during this conversation is I have this list of gifts, but maybe I'm more than just the list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that just kind of light bulb went off. So I was wondering, is that, for me, I guess, the direction to go there, and then from just being a gift of being here, then start creating? Because right now I'm still just a list.
Right. And what if the list was a bonus, right? It's
you're right. But that's the bonus after just my presence.
Yeah. Just your very presence in the gift. And from there's your platform to launch off.
Yeah. I just sort of, a light bulb just went off there. Okay.
Yay. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Most of us all our lives were told we're good and bad and right and wrong, and so we all just have a list of what we think we can do well and a bigger list of what we're not doing well. At least I was raised that way. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I think I just want to speak to that too, because there is, so especially like with the world, what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. What if I invite you to look at that maybe it doesn't have to be polarity, and everything just is. And you get to choose from that. You get to choose, and your choice creates awareness, and then you choose again. And then you keep choosing. And that's in a sense, how you create your life is you keep choosing. You keep choosing, keep choosing, keep choosing. And then you look at your life and how it's showing up. And if something is showing up that you don't like, it's like, okay, what am I choosing that is creating this? And then what can I choose instead? And allow yourself to not judge yourself, be like, oh, I've been choosing this. And, like I for me, the coffee and I have this love affair, but I used to really abuse caffeine, but I kept choosing it and exhausting my body. But that was a choice of what I was creating in my life. So what choices can you make today that will create the future you're asking for right away? Yeah.
Yeah. And what Penny was talking about too, with this whole gift thing is like, sometimes the issues or the things in our lives or the world can seem so big that's kind of part of the idea of when something is so big, we don't think that we can make a difference, that us being us or acknowledging us or being the beautiful gifts that we are will create change. And really it's like if you buy into that, if everybody bought into that, that would just stop us in our tracks, like there would be people would not be creating the planet. And there's this really cool story actually that Dr. Dane here recently shared about a video that was going viral after the Paris terrorist attacks, about a gentleman whose wife was killed in the bombing, and he made a video and put it on YouTube or whatever almost immediately, I think, after this happened. And it was a note kind of to the world just saying, my wife is gone, but I'm choosing joy, and my son and I go to the park, every Friday, and we're going to go today, and I'm going to teach him joy and fun and laughter and show him the beautiful things that the world has to offer. And that one man, like, that's a great example of a person who didn't have a point of view, who didn't probably have an agenda as to what it was he was doing, in terms of just, he was in the moment and he made this video and put it out there and just changed the lives of so many people. So it's like when you can begin to acknowledge, like Maggie was saying, even the smallest of things, like that I got up today, or I smiled today, or I made it through the day today, or whatever it was, the more you're willing to use those muscles of acknowledgement and tune in to the gifts that the unique, amazing gift that you are on the planet. My personal point of view is that is really what can change the world. And so yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi, Maggie.
Yeah.
This is Barb.
Hi, Barb.
I'm Michele.
Hi, Barb.
So I'm sitting here listening to you guys talking about the gift that you are. And I'm sitting here thinking, it feels definitive. What if the gift that you are is not definitive? What if it's like chaos? What if you get to choose what gift you are right now in these 10 seconds, but that can change as you evolve and you become more of who you are? What if your gift is just a possibility that's constantly changing as you choose to change it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where the piece of acknowledging every day, every moment of you, because my guess is none of us are the same we were yesterday.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and we may look if that's actually one of the things too. If like I just want to speak to this too. I did a video on this a while back, but it's like that's such a great thing. The chaos, and that's actually a whole different conversation. But like instead of the order of we think we need to order ourselves into being a certain way, there's this generative space of chaos that is not the disorderly Tasmanian devil chaos, but the chaos of the peace and the no judgment and the ease and the relaxation of us, and the joy of us. What happens too as we choose to be the leaders of our lives is that in general on the outside we look the same, but what's going on dynamically, energetically inside around us is different every day, and it's changing in every moment, in every interaction. And that, I think, Barbara, or Barb, I don't know which do you prefer, let me know, that is the gift and the spaciousness. And I think, is that what you're speaking to?
I'm muting. There I am. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just talking about the ability to not label yourself that this is my gift and this is it. This is all I am. This is who I will ever be. I just think that it's something that evolves and changes and shifts with the possibilities, of that chaos and creating whatever it is that you choose.
Yeah. And one of the questions, thank you for that so much, because that sparks one of the questions that comes from Access Consciousness and that I ask in the mornings is, who am I today? And what grand and glorious adventures can I get up to? And I really do, like, that's an invitation to wake up and be like, wow, I wonder who I am today and what grand and glorious adventures I can get up to. And I wonder what will show up. Mm-hmm. And I see Hope. I love how you're raising your hand.
Now that I know I can do it.
Raise your hand.
I had something that's been like really up in my world recently, and I was listening to Dane's Monsters of Magic call just before hopping on this, and he was talking a lot about like the things that you think are wrong about you or whatever actually, like just the gift kind of undiscovered or what have you. But there, so I think I might have spoken with this. I have been single for a while, and I had broken up with a partner in May. And I was working with a facilitator, and they were like, there might be a yummy other coming into your world if you're like open to it. And I was like, okay, cool. And then a week later, somebody popped up and we started playing around, and it was like really fun. And then the last couple of days, it's just gotten like, I literally feel like I'm going crazy. And I like, my first instinct in a space like that is just to, I guess in this case, after having gone through that breakup and being like, whoa, I like give so much of myself away, or I don't see the gift that I am once I'm in a relationship, and I play in that space a lot. And so there was just something that, like, as I was popping onto this call, coming up around, instead of just like being like, okay, this is making me feel crazy, something is happening, but I'm like pushing it out of my world, or I'm letting go of it, or I'm cutting it out, or whatever. I'm just like wondering what other things I can play with to kind of start to see what the gift is in that, and maybe what gifts I have around that I could be looking at that I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Like, so how much of you do you give up when you go into relationship? A little or a megaton?
Just like more than 97% more. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything that is, and all the spaces you go into the wrongness of you by whatever points of order you're aware of in the other's world, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Maybe. Are you sure?
I know, that was like, wasn't it? I think part of it is that I've been sitting there like returning to sender, and it doesn't seem to be working. So I get that either there's something else is like, maybe
Well, yeah. Have you read Divorceless Relationships?
I actually bought it like 3 days ago on Kindle.
Well, I wonder why. Don't read it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't.
I read the like sample that they have on Kindle, and I was like, must buy this book. So
yeah, you that book just might have some information and clearings for you, because when I've been in that space before where I gave up a lot of me in relationship, and then that crazy like feeling might be the crazy of like, where the bleep did I go?
Makes me wanna.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe, yeah, let it, right? Let it. And like, keep like, wow, you might like, you're in an awesome, I know what house you're in right now. Have a dance party with yourself. Yeah. And like, yeah, I'm like, so yeah, just keep letting it. Woo.
It's like surprisingly vulnerable to cry in front of everybody on the Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Let your barriers fall a little bit more if they can. I know you're being very vulnerable, and just inviting you to a little bit more if it's yeah, cool. So what if like that now was your like an indication to go like, peekaboo, where am I? Like, you know. Right? And be like, I wonder where I went and how quickly can I have me again? Yeah.
It's interesting. My brain immediately goes in the point of order of like, wait, but does that still mean I should kick him out of my life or keep playing with this person? And can I have me? Oh, can I have me and another person in my life?
Can you? So everything that is, we just run and create it.
Yeah. Right,
wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all night, shorts, boys, bands. What if you just chose every 10 seconds? There's, you know, and the other piece to that, so we talk about the clearing statement, and one of the things you can do with a relationship is, do you destroy and uncreate your relationship with this person every day?
No, I did it a couple of times, which is cool because with my old relationship, I would try and do that and wasn't like the energy wasn't there. And the couple of times I've done with this new person, it's like, whoa, that happened. So it's been fun to play with. Yeah.
Yeah. And so for those of you listening right now too, like destroying and uncreating your relationship with another, even I will do it even with my body. And what that is you're basically inviting in a clean canvas so that you can create greater together. And that you let go. You're not destroying it as in like making it disappear, but what you're inviting is to take away the judgments, the projections, the expectations from the relationship, so that you can show up each day with a space of curiosity of like, oh, kind of like, who am I today? It's like, who am I waking up beside today? In like giving them your body, your partner, your friends, a space to choose who they are. Just like Barb was talking about, it's not definitive who we are. It's ever evolving and changing. So start with you and allow yourself to have all of you and all the surprising, oh, that's unusual of me, but there it is. And just totally have you and allow like the gift of being an allowance of someone to be all of them, no matter what's showing up, is truly a gift. They don't have any fun with it.
Thank you. There's so much. I was really looking at the space where I was like in the either or like, yeah, that, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anything else? We're coming up to the top of the hour. Anything else? Michele.
Hey Maggie, this is Jasheen again.
Hi.
Hi. I have another question. I've had a lot of tragedy in my life in the past couple weeks of just losing some people that have been fairly close to me, and both in really tragic ways. And I recognize the gift I am in a situation like this, and how differently I function from other people.
Mm-hmm.
But then I find myself going into the wrongness of that, and the fact that I don't buy into all the trauma and drama. But then I also go, I'm so wrong because I'm not sad enough. I'm not shocked enough. But I also want to change that for others too.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I guess. And my question is just, is there, a tool or something that can just kind of help me get out of that loop of, going into the wrongness of that?
I mean, is there anything you can acknowledge about yourself there?
Yes. And thanks to the tools of access, I pretty much function from a completely different point of view as to the events that have happened, and in a way, that in and of itself is just a gift,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
You guess or you know?
I know.
Yeah. Cool. And so anywhere that you're making yourself wrong because it doesn't look like what this reality says you have to look like, that you have to fall apart when tragedy happens, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Would you acknowledge the invitation that you be and the possibility that you be, that when our people that are, no longer in their bodies with us walking around anymore, what a gift you are in being present with what is without losing yourself.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, cool. So everything that doesn't allow that for you to be, know, perceive, and receive that, we just try and create it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because do you actually have all of you in all of this?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you the leader of your life?
Yes.
Cool. How does it get better than that?
Yeah, wow. Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll have what you're having.
Yeah, right. Wow, cool. Yeah, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Hope?
I just ask a follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
When I said can I have me and another person, you asked, can you? And I got a no. And then my cute question after that is does that mean that I need to cut the other person out? But I get that that's also not it. And so.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can I interject here? So what have you defined as having you and having someone else at the same time?
Oh. It's like I saw like two like halves and or like this other person and not me at all.
Cool. How's that working out for you?
I'm cry laughing in front of a bunch of people on Zoom.
Cool. So everything that is, and everywhere you have locked yourself into the story of what it looks like to be with someone.
Oh.
We destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah. What if you got to create what relationship was for you that actually included you?
Wow. It's almost like the first thing that came up was like, I'm afraid to do that because no one's going to fit it, or like no one's going to be able to.
Well, with that point of view, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And or makes me curious about how much I've cut myself out, that's become the safe thing, is making something that nobody can fit into, because that's the only way that I can have all of me.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Practical Magic?
No, I haven't.
Like, check it out.
Is it a movie?
It's a movie, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I just pulled a Gary. Here's a movie for you.
It's you, Gary.
Like, thanks, Gary. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know Gary Douglas, sometimes he'll have a movie for people to watch that will show them something that will contribute to whatever shift they're asking for. So that's why I'm saying I just pulled a Gary. We'll see what shows up. Maybe get your bars run while you're watching it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Michele, you're welcome. Michele, do you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And you know what I love about Access Consciousness and being on calls is the willingness to be in question and to follow the energy, because you never know how things are going to show up. And so yeah, and I guess in terms of if you're sort of feeling uncertain about the future and wondering what might happen or is going to happen, the two questions that I've been asking is what will create the most, and what will this create? Actually, I love those two questions in terms of just being in the energy of contributing to the planet right now and contributing to your lives. And it's like, if we all do want to try and make a difference on the planet right now, I wonder what it is that we could create.
I wonder. Yeah. And
thanks for all the amazing questions and tools and sharing. And you might want to, are people going to get the recording, Maggie?
Yeah, I will be sending the recording out. There was wonkiness with the Eventbrite, so we'll see how we get it to anybody. If you got this, oh no, everybody would have got it through my list or at Eventbrite. So it will be sent out probably in the next 24 hours. And we will also send, if you are new to Access, or you're like, I want to play more with Access tools, or I want to play more with Michele, or I want to play more with Maggie, we'll include that in there. We do have lots of stuff coming up. So we'll include all that we're up to. It's an invitation. It's a choice. So if it's fun for you to play some more, we do have some other things. If you're local, I know there's some 970 numbers here. If you're local Thursday, you can join me live in person in Durango for another free intro that I'm offering this week.
Yes. And we got to say that, that Maggie's going to be coming to Uray and doing a foundation class, which is an amazing class. It's 4 days in Uray. The space is amazing. She rented this amazing, beautiful private home in Uray. So that's December 2nd to the 5th. And before that, I'm going to teach a bars class, which, oh my God, if you're curious about access consciousness and these tools and whatever, I mean, the bars is like, what do you want to say about the bars? I mean, they're just,
it's really,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, so the bars are like, if you have a busy mind or you have a worryful mind or you have a mind.
Yes, you have a mind.
You might want to check out the bars. It's something that we have, like the mind, plays tricks on us, and the bars kind of undo those tricks in some sort of way. If it's like taking out the trash of the mind, and you'll literally leave the day-long class with this tool literally at your fingertips.
Yeah, and it's a tool that you can add to your practice too. Like you can add it to your practice. You'll be a bars practitioner, and you have it for the rest of your life. And literally, guys, I mean, really, it's like, access consciousness, the bars have, and the foundation class and all of these classes have so dynamically changed my life. And that, there was this beautiful example of like this whale that these fishermen recently saw off the coast of San Francisco, and it was all twisted up, and they had to call people out, and the divers came, and they unraveled and cut and freed the whale, and the whale went over and gave each diver a little thank you kiss. And somebody wrote on there, somebody shared that, and then she said, I hope that in your life you have people in there that are willing to cut the nets and unravel you, to free you in your life. And so it's like, what if you do not have to be at the effect of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, these circumstances, your childhood, you're this, you're that? What if you don't have to be at the effect? What if you can have choice? And these tools will really set you on the road to freedom. That's my sales pitch, because it's gosh darn true, and I love it.
She's got it. Yeah. So and they're, it's just lovely tools, and I just invite you to keep playing and play with questions and what we talked about here, and the invitation here. What would it be like to every day wake up and know that you are not at the effect of anything, and you have total choice in what you'd like to create your day, your week, your month, your life as. Yay. So thank you so much for playing, and I don't really want to leave, but it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
So thank you. I'm just so grateful for you being here on the conversation, and thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Maggie.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.